How do I know if I'm an empowered woman? You know you're an empowered woman when you do your work. And because you're doing your work, it means you're consciously connected to the truth of who you are. So I know I speak with my eyes closed, but I'm just tuning into my truth. I know if I'm an empowered woman because I'm connected to my intuition. I'm connected to my spirit. I listen to my own wisdom for guidance. I know that when I'm in reaction to something, I have work to do and I go do my work. So I'll feel my feelings, I'll do my journaling, I'll get my support. And I won't have a conversation with anybody. I won't approach life without doing my work first and then speaking my truth. I show up. When I show up, I only choose to show up from love, which means I'm doing my work in the background. I'm connected to myself. I'll only bring my best self. I do that I feel vulnerable when I'm empowered. I know I'm empowered when I'm being vulnerable. I know I'm empowered when I'm taking a stand for myself and saying no more or enough, or that's not okay with me, but I'm saying it from a place of like deep, almost guttural truth, because I know who I am. I'm not just reacting and like spouting off. I have strong boundaries if I'm an empowered woman. Really strong, healthy boundaries that I can create with love. When I'm empowered, people feel my energy. I don't have to convince anybody of anything. I don't have to prove myself. In fact, almost no words are needed because you feel me. Yeah. That's how I know if I'm an empowered woman. And anything other than that, that's disempowered, I go do my work. I check in with myself. I get my journal out. I check it out. I feel my feelings. I explore. If I need support, I go get it. Yeah. If I'm not in a good place and I can't share that with anybody else, I'll go and hide out and do my work for a bit before showing up. I'm not going to bring my wounded self and inflict that on people. It's not okay. I sort myself out before showing up. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. I mean, honestly, interestingly, speaking about perimenopause and so on, the other day I sat down with the kids, and because I lost the plot it was actually 3-4 months ago, but I lost the plot with the kids. They were being a nightmare. We had all 3 teenagers here and they were just being a nightmare. And I say nightmare, they're such good kids. I mean, their level of nightmare is really inconsequential, to be honest. They're such great kids. I was highly sensitive. My hormones were off the scale, difficult to deal with on that particular day. And I totally just couldn't deal with them. I got really cross. And again, really cross to me might not look like really cross to some people, but I felt awful about it, like really awful about it. And I really did yell, and, I chucked a plate across the kitchen. It was only a little one and didn't smash, but still, it wasn't okay. My behavior was not okay. It was out of control. And I was very reactionary. And I came upstairs and I clearly was in my most disempowered state. My emotions had got the better of me. My hormones had got the better of me. And I had to take some time out. So I came up, I had a shower. I felt my feelings in private. I checked in with myself. I calmed down and I realized what was going on for me. And I went downstairs and I calmly gathered the kids around and James, and I sat down with them and I explained what's going on for me. Told them exactly how I was feeling. I told them why. I explained to them what perimenopause was. I explained the hormonal thing. I told them everything. I was bawling my eyes out. I was asking them for their support and their encouragement once a month. I said there's probably going to be 1 or 2 days a month at the moment, where I'm at with my hormonal journey, I'm going to need a bit of extra support. Today is one of those days. So if I ask you to help me, you could just help me. If I ask you to do something, just do it. Just please. And I will let you know that this is going on for me in advance, so because what I don't want is my kids like treading on eggshells. I don't want that. So in that moment, I was utterly, when I was having the rage, I was utterly disempowered. I recognized that. It was humiliating. I was embarrassed. I felt ashamed. I came upstairs, I took time out, I took a shower, I checked in with myself, felt my feelings. I apologized to them, I explained where I was at, I made it very clear to them it wasn't their fault. I owned it. I cried in front of them. I was vulnerable with them. I asked them for their help. I haven't had that experience since. And since, interestingly, because I really opened up, it's felt easier for me. Everything around my hormones and menopause and everything has felt easier for me since, interestingly, because I really opened up to them. So, I'm sharing that with you because it's an example of the massive difference that I can still feel now between feeling disempowered and empowered, but having to do my work. It wasn't okay that I behaved like that, but sometimes things have to come to a head, I suppose, as long as we correct them quickly. But it's not about being perfect. This is the human experience, right? I did take my power back afterwards. Yeah. And it took some courage. It was beautiful. I think all of us were crying at one point that evening, in a good way. All of us, because it was a huge relief for the kids to hear me say it's not your fault, and for me to own it, and to let them know that I think they're amazing and I know they're always doing their best. So it brings tears to my eyes now. It was really important for them to hear that, because kids, and we all know this because you're here because you're largely healing from your own childhood wounds and experiences. Kids need to know that you've got them, that they're safe, and that your shit isn't their fault. They don't need to carry that. It's not their fault. And that evening when I said that to them, there was tears of relief, I think. It was a very vulnerable moment between all of us, but as a family, it was very bonding. And, my desire was to create family and I didn't just desire a man, I desired family. And while, I created that affirmation artwork of it being cuddles and kisses and hearty meals and silly jokes and grins and all that good stuff, family is the tough stuff too. And it's about opening up with each other and supporting each other and helping each other through the tough times. And sometimes it's about throwing plates and getting angry and it being really shitty. It's all part of it, as long as we course correct and make sure our kids know ultimately that they're safe, they're loved, they're more than enough, they're wanted, and that we love them. And demonstrating that in all the ways, through all the love languages.